Hey everybody, it's Miss A and I'm here with a plant notebook video. I want to give you the order in which the things should appear in your notebook. Last notebook check, I gave credit for everything if you had all the pieces. Now you have to have the pieces in the right order. So the first thing that I will be looking for is a hot pink sticky note that says Unit 10 Plants. This is the indicator of where Miss Angelo needs to start looking. So that's the first thing I should see in the notebook. The next thing I should see, which would be March the 5th, it would be dated March the 5th, I would see this learning target. We can investigate the process of reproduction in plants. On this day, we did our LTI, so the children should have their materials listed, and they should have their first set of observations that we made. What did we do? What did they observe? How did their bean appear? What was the texture? What was the smell? Those types of observations. So that was on the 5th because we did not have school on the 4th. So on March the 6th, so it should be dated March the 6th, they should have this LTI. We can identify the process of reproduction. And there should be, this vocabulary is done in their vocabulary notebook, so it's separate. It's not in their science notebook. There should be a space for this text. The entire text packet should be glued into their notebook on March the 6th, Wednesday, March the 6th. That is where it needs to go. I know some of them haven't glued it in yet because we were still using it. This is where it should be on March the 6th. March the 7th. Okay, on March the 7th, we had... Oh, March the 7th, we worked on something else. And then we had garden. And then we had Legos. So Legos were on Monday. So now we're on Tuesday the 12th. Tuesday the 12th. And this is the learning target they should have written for that day on Tuesday the 12th. And on Tuesday the 12th, they should have observations written down from their window seeds and their cabinet seeds. How does it appear now? What do they observe? How is it different? And we talked about some other stuff in class that should be written down. This text is glued in on Tuesday the 6th. It isn't a separate piece, so they don't have to worry about gluing that in. But they do require this. So let me go. This was their home. This was, a lot of kids had to finish it for homework, so it needs to be turned in. It was turned in, and that goes on the 13th. This is what we had for the 13th. So this is what they had today for the 13th. They should have that learning target. There is a graphic organizer. They should have LTI, observations. Actually, we finished talking about our observations, so there are no observations today. They didn't have observations today. They have a graphic organizer, and there is a video up about how the graphic organizer should look. It's a piece of construction paper with taped petals and pieces on it, and they had to write a paragraph summary about how all the pieces work together to make to help in reproduction of plants. And then after that, they would need a page dated today, the 13th, with their brain check. Let me go back to that so you can see what it looks like with this particular piece. That is actually here at school right now. It's been graded. It was put on their desk, so they have it, but it needs to be glued in with today's date, the 13th. Now, tomorrow, the 14th, we will be working on 14th. This is our learning target. We can determine how different factors affect plant maturity, and they will have an observation or an LTI that we will be starting on plant maturity. They will need to write down the materials. They will write down what they did, and they will talk about their guesses as to what they think will happen. That is the expectation for their notebook. And then we will have a quiz on Friday. And Friday's learning target, so Friday the 15th, we will have a quiz. And it says we will evaluate our learning of plant reproduction to help create a path of instruction. So it's a little mini quiz to kind of test on what we've done before going on spring break so they don't forget. And then they'll make observations from their new LTI, our old LTI of seed germination. That's finished, but now we'll have whether different things affect seed maturity. And they will have their little quiz that will need to be glued in there. Those are the expectations for the notebook. Hope this video helps.